some of my thoughts and feelings about what happened and how much I'm going to miss democracy and whatnot. And I heard from a lot of people about it, but none more prominent than the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, who this morning tweeted, "Kimmel is an insufferable nonsense propaganda puppet."
Jimmy Kimmel recently caused a stir when he joked that there were many unrecorded high fives at Elon Musk's meeting with Congress. This lighthearted remark coincides with Kimmel and Musk's escalating hostility. The drama between the tech mogul and the late-night host is still going strong, with the two exchanging back and forth that has generated a lot of interest. What effects might this have on their public personas? Could things become worse? Come along as we examine the ridiculous thing Jimmy Kimmel did to Elon Musk. Billionaires Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk met with Republican members of Congress on December 5th to talk about their organization, the Department of Government Efficiency, Doge. This conference garnered a lot of attention, including Jimmy Kimmel, a late-night host who offered humorous commentary. Kimmel made fun of the occasion during his monologue, comparing the chemistry between Musk and Ramaswamy to that of the Trumptown comedy team, Lenny and Squiggy. His joke about how many high fives were missed throughout the meeting set the tone for a humorous yet scathing evaluation of the event. Kimmel went on to explain, highlighting the peculiarity of the conversations when Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene was present. Musk discussed making a pleasant list for lawmakers and a naughty list for lawmakers, Greene disclosed after the meeting. Kimmel made fun of this, emphasizing how ridiculous it is for a billionaire who was born outside of the country to choose which political officials should be given preferential treatment. He cynically informed the audience that they shouldn't be concerned, simply a billionaire posing as Santa Claus for the nation's legislators. This commentary highlighted the possible worries that some people might have concerning unelected people having sway over elected representatives. In the end, Kimmel also addressed what he saw as the most absurd feature of the Department of Government's efficiency, pointing out that Doge, in spite of its official-sounding name, lacks the actual power to enact significant change, amend budgets, or pass laws. It's like when you're a kid and you visit the cockpit. Will the pilot get a set of wings? Kimmel compared it to a childhood memory. You don't get to fly because of it. The aircraft takes care of itself. This analogy highlighted the group's performance-based nature and lack of real authority. Interestingly, Musk has long supported the cryptocurrency, and the name Doge was purposefully picked to spell out Doge. Although lighthearted, this decision illustrates Musk's propensity to combine personal interests and economic endeavors with more extensive political or advising endeavors. Despite Doge's lack of official authority, Musk and Ramaswamy have a significant impact on the Republican Party's right-wing constituency. Their actions are noteworthy because of their capacity to influence opinions and mold narratives among Republican leaders and voters alike, even though the majority of their advisory council is symbolic. We just hope to see more from them as folks are able to acquire the trust of their constituency and really move to higher levels for freedom. On the surface, the Doge gathering could seem unimportant. It acts as a reminder of the ways in which powerful people and billionaires may influence politics, frequently eschewing established checks and balances. Musk, who is well known for his unconventional methods and divisive public image, keeps using his position to influence discussions about technology, politics, and government. Similar to this, Ramaswamy, who has established himself as a rising star in right-wing circles, is using initiatives like Doge and strategic alliances to increase his power. Following Jimmy Kimmel's scathing criticism of Elon Musk's political endeavors, what occurs when the tech tycoon takes aim at the late-night show directly? When Musk's furious tweets take center stage instead of his meetings, how does Kimmel react? Now, let's get into the contentious discussion that got everyone talking. When Elon Musk made remarks about him on X, Jimmy Kimmel didn't mince words. During his monologue on Thursday night's edition of Jimmy Kimmel Live, Musk labeled Kimmel a fucking nonsense propaganda puppet, which prompted a scathing response from the late-night host. Kimmel responded with a personal punch. He made reference to Musk's frequently reported family issues when he said, "At least my children like me, you know." Following Kimmel's obvious emotional outburst during his discussion of Donald Trump's win in the US election, Musk made his remark regarding the comic. Kimmel went one step farther and called attention to Musk's accusations irony. I'm being called a propaganda puppet by the man who bought people $1 million every day to vote for Donald Trump. He then directly criticized Musk's business choices. Kimmel, you purchased Twitter, a social media site that is essentially a propaganda engine, Muskler, Kimmel underlined, appeared more appropriate as a description of Musk. Let me tell you something, if I tried to describe Elon Musk in 4 words for 2 weeks, I doubt I could come up with anything more than annoying gibberish. Kimmel cracked a joke about a propaganda puppet, aka Mark Zuckerberg, him being the richest man alive, raising the dead, and I'm sure you would never have thought it was funny. Kimmel used the occasion to draw attention to Musk's actions on X by bringing up his media posts, outlets that Musk has branded as propaganda, including The Atlantic and Associated Press, The Washington Post, and The New York Times. Good one, Broseph, Kimmel said, mocking Musk's viewpoint, adding that everything is propaganda for Elon. Elon Musk has ruined the surprise, Kimmel said, adding a hint of parody to his answer. Well, his own party tried and failed, echoed Kimmel. This led to a humorous reveal, a fake show titled Insufferable Nonsense Propaganda Puppet, featuring Kimmel as a puppet himself. During a section responding to Trump's election triumph earlier in the week, Kimmel's show took on a more somber tone. The host openly expressed his worries about the potential effects of winning on different American beliefs and demographics. For women, children, and the hundreds of thousands of industrious immigrants who keep this nation running, it was a dreadful night. For justice, for free speech, for healthcare, for climate, for science, for journalism, Kimmel stated. After outlining a wide range of concerns he felt were relevant, he went on to discuss the effects of the election's outcome. The middle class in impoverished neighborhoods are among the seniors who depend on Social Security, raising concerns about the economy and democracy. Kimmel also discussed its impact on global democracy, Ukraine, NATO, and foreign relations. He maintained that Trump's victory was a defeat for both his supporters and his detractors. And guess what? You just don't realize it yet, Kimmel added, adding that it was an awful night for all of the people who voted for him, concluding his talk with a cautionary and thoughtful statement. The conversation between Kimmel and Musk highlights the persistent conflicts between prominent players in the tech and media industries. Kimmel kept his distinctive style throughout, fusing humor, criticism, and sobering insight. In order to engage his audience, he combines scathing comedy with insightful critique. Kimmel's witty banter and scathing critique of Musk undoubtedly garnered notice. However, it also poses a more significant query. How does Musk's vision for government efficiency compare to the scandals that have surrounded him? Could his Doge concept actually change how the federal government operates, or is it just another audacious idea with too many risks? Next, let's examine the specifics. Elon Musk and businessman Vivek Ramaswamy came up with the idea for the Department of Government Efficiency, or Doge, which aims to alter the way the federal government functions. By reducing unnecessary spending and guaranteeing better use of taxpayer funds, this initiative aims to increase government efficiency. Doge's primary objective is to identify and eliminate programs that are unnecessary or out of date in order to save money and improve the effectiveness of public services provided by the government. Doge, according to Musk and Ramaswamy, is a means of introducing a corporate perspective into government processes. They think their background in business and technology may assist address long-standing inefficiencies in the federal government, so their strategy entails a thorough examination of every federal program to determine which ones are no longer necessary. They intend to suggest changes or cuts that will more effectively distribute resources in light of their findings. In addition to lowering the federal debt, this might guarantee that money is allocated to initiatives with measurable returns for the public. Doge is about more than just saving money. Ramaswamy and Musk seek to instill an accountability culture within the federal government. They contend that establishing precise objectives and tracking performance can encourage government organizations to operate more efficiently. Doge also intends to employ cutting-edge technologies like artificial intelligence in the hopes of enhancing public confidence in government agencies, and data analysis to monitor the effectiveness of programs in real time. Leaders could make better judgments faster with the aid of this technology. Modify policies as necessary. Although opinions on Doge's proposal have been divided, proponents see it as an essential step toward improved accountability and more prudent government expenditure. They contend that Musk and Ramaswamy's accomplishments in the private sector demonstrate their leadership abilities. Such a project. Many also highlight the initiative's potential for large savings and improved services as key advantages. However, there are a number of issues that opponents have brought up. There is concern that concentrating on cost-cutting measures may jeopardize programs that people rely on, as these cuts may injure vulnerable populations and erode essential public services. The feasibility of enacting such significant reforms in a structure as intricate as the federal government has also been questioned by academics. They point out that implementing Doge's suggested reforms may be challenging due to political obstacles and long-standing bureaucracies. The way that the media has covered Doge has likewise been split. The effort has been hailed by various publications as a daring attempt to increase government efficiency. They underscore the significance of holding government entities responsible and draw attention to its ability to bring about beneficial changes. Others, on the other hand, have expressed worries about the dangers involved, contending that cutting funding for significant projects could have detrimental effects and that the political atmosphere could obstruct genuine advancement. As individuals discuss the proposal's advantages and disadvantages, its audacity has generated both enthusiasm and trepidation. How can Musk and Trump's cooperation in the government efficiency department develop in the face of Kimmel's humorous portrayal of their relationships, and could their alliance encounter obstacles beyond bureaucracy? Let's explore the fascinating layers of their bond and the comedy that maintains its prominence. The recent joke by Jimmy Kimmel that tech billionaire Elon Musk and President-elect Donald Trump would not get along is a reflection of the continuous discussions about these two controversial individuals. Kimmel frequently makes jokes to well-known figures in current affairs, and this instance is no different. Kimmel highlights the competitive and occasionally contentious nature of their public personalities by making a joke about Musk maybe winning Time Magazine's Person of the Year award instead of Trump. Trump, Musk, Kamala Harris, Joe Rogan, and Kate Middleton are all contenders for Time Magazine's 2014 for cover star, so the time and setting of the joke are noteworthy. Of the year. Kimmel's joke: what if Elon Musk wins the award for Person of the Year instead of Donald Trump? That relationship will end at that point. That romance will take off like a rocket from SpaceX. Ingeniously relates a hypothetical fallout from such a recognition to Musk's space projects. This remark emphasizes how Trump and Musk are competitive while acknowledging Musk's audacious but occasionally risky business endeavors, such as his SpaceX rockets. There are several facets to Trump and Musk's friendship. Musk was just named by Trump to co-lead an unofficial government efficiency department. This position's goal is to find ways to reduce public spending, implying that despite their disparate perceptions, the two individuals respect one another. Kimmel's joke, though, raises the possibility that their collaboration is not as strong as it first appears. In addition to Trump and Musk, Kimmel also made jokes about other Trump associates, including Kimberly Guilfoyle, whom Trump is rumored to seek to name as the U.S. ambassador to Greece. Kimmel also made fun of Trump's purported attempts to assist his daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, who is running for the Florida Senate. He also offered his thoughts on the recent hire of former Representative Matt Gaetz at One America News. These jokes are in line with Kimmel's trademark use of satire to question political judgments and the relationships between politics and the media. Kimmel provides the public with a satirical perspective through these jokes to analyze the behavior of well-known individuals such as Musk and Trump. His humor frequently illuminates weighty subjects in a way that audiences find approachable. By doing this, he produces entertaining social commentary that challenges viewers' preconceptions. Kimmel is able to cover important subjects without making the conversation too weighty, thanks to this harmony between humor and criticism. Public opinion is also shaped by Elon Musk's responses to these jokes. Musk is well known for being quite active on social media, frequently interacting with both admirers and detractors. His reactions can be defensive or amusing, which furthers the story of his public persona. Regardless of Musk's decision to respond to Kimmel's joke, his overall style of satire and criticism maintains his prominence as a significant cultural figure. How does Kimmel actually feel about Trump's comeback to power? And may his jokes about Musk and Trump be a sign of deeper problems behind their public partnership? Next, see his unfiltered emotional response to the unexpected election result. Jimmy Kimmel expressed his feelings at the unexpected result of the 2024 US presidential election in a very moving monologue on Jimmy Kimmel Live on November 6th. Known for his candid criticism of Donald Trump, the comedians found it difficult to accept that Trump had been re-elected. Trump, the previous president, who was twice impeached and found guilty, defeated Kamala Harris to win a second term as the 47th president of the United States. Kimmel, who has long been a vocal opponent of Trump, expresses emotions over the result. Kimmel characterized the election results as a somber time for the country, likening the former president to Star Wars Emperor Palpatine. Donald Trump is similar to the Emperor from Star Wars in that he is wicked, elderly, and persistent. Back with no reasonable explanation whatsoever, he said, alluding to Trump's tenacity and contentious past. When they had cleaned the last of the ketchup off the White House walls, Kimmel added a hilarious touch. Still, as he considered the wider ramifications of Trump's victory, his laughter soon gave way to obvious frustration. Kimmel went on to break his voice, saying, "Last night was a terrible night. It was a terrible night for women, for children, and for the hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants who make this country go." He bemoaned the difficulties he thinks this election result brings to pressing concerns like healthcare, climate change, and the fight for justice. As he talked, it became evident that Kimmel's remarks struck a chord with many Americans who shared his worries about Trump regaining power in addition to his own frustrations. Kimmel also talked about his concerns about the potential course the country would follow under Trump's leadership. Considering the future of the country is uncertain, he was concerned about how Trump might handle urgent issues in the years to come. Nevertheless, Kimmel tried to find a sliver of hope in the circumstance. Despite his evident worry, he could, but he probably won't. Kimmel hinted that Trump might surprise everyone by collaborating with both parties to meet the needs of the nation. So I would like to read a little bit more. So LA Times article, California Views the Nation policy. Although there was cynicism in his tone, it was obvious that he was clinging to the hope of improvement. Kimmel made a darkly humorous remark regarding the Republican Party's future, selecting a candidate in the future who is more unusual. He stated that he would not be able to run again in 2028, which may be the one positive aspect of all of this. In an effort to diffuse the situation, why not at least make it humorous? Perhaps the Republicans will nominate an ape for president the next time. Kimmel was aware of the gravity of the situation despite the comedy. Or his supporters, Trump's win signaled his comeback to the White House, this time with a resounding victory over Harris in the Electoral College. Many Americans were sharply divided by the outcome. While some celebrated his return, others, like Kimmel, expressed their worries about what lay ahead. Whether or not the nation is ready for a new chapter under Trump's leadership, the late-night host's emotional reaction demonstrated the significance of the election and the intense emotions it inspired across